I want also to thank the number of members of Watho who are offering themselves right now in various positions, MPs, senators, and governors. I want to assure you, I will provide you with mentorship so at least you know how to transition from the practice to politics. Asanteni sana. Na kwa hayo machache, kama mnavyoona tuko na wabunge wengi sana. Na ningetaka labda tupatie wachache kwa sababu even you know how politicians are. If you give them a mic, they talk about tomorrow morning. Check. But allow, I call
Saseni, miss yongeangi sana, so don't worry about that. First of all, I want to thank all of you who've been in the law courts with us, fighting for Gen Zs without any facilitation. Second thing, let us build an LSK that caters for young lawyers. You know, I was a young lawyer prior to being elected. And I remember telling someone, nilikuwa na pair kiatu moja. Young lawyers suffer, by the way. Hiyo kiatu ilikuwa imeisha heel. You know when you're going to the courtrooms and you're in heels and you're late. So you can imagine the noise it used to make. Sometimes Milimani, there's a soldier who used to tell me, hey madam, hiyo kiatu yako haki inapiga kelele sana. What I mean is, I know there's money for public interest litigation. I know that because when I was doing the pro bono legal work, there's an organization that indicated to me they had funded LSK to a tune of Kenya shillings 20 million. Do not allow young lawyers to suffer. Hizo matters are PIL, paying young lawyers. LSK. Lawyers, when you're voting, demand accountability. Sindio, haiwezi kuwa young lawyers are struggling, hakuna briefs, Senior akikupea brief anakuambia unajua na kujenga. I'm mentoring you. Young lawyers have bills to pay bana. So as young lawyers, mshikilie hapo, demand accountability, demand an LSK that will serve young lawyers. Asanteni sana. God bless you.
Asante sana mheshimiwa. Wacha sasa nipatie nafasi of our latest kid in Ngema, ambaye ni watu wetu, wale wadhoni wetu wa upande wa Eastern, na niite mheshimiwa Mule akuja wasalimia. Karibu bwana Mule.
God is good. Hebu nifanya hivyo. Hi cousins. Hi cousins. Thank you very much, wakili. My name is Honorable Stephen Mule, MP Matungulu, Machakos County. I'm serving my 4th term in my 3rd term. So I want first to say all protocols observed. Honorable Kalonzo, Honorable Rigathi, thank you for honoring this invitation. My fellow citizens, Kenyans, and especially lawyers, our country is at a crossroad to demand for democracy. And we rely on you as lawyers to make sure that democracy in our country prevails. So I want to urge you, as an association, as lawyers, you need to stand up for any injustice to any Kenyan which is being perpetrated by Kasongo regime. And we must be very firm. And I want to say this, my fellow citizens, going forward, we must call out every undoing, unconstitutional mistreatment of our young people in this nation. I want to urge you as I conclude, the voting registration is going on. Take up you as a lawyer a mantle to make sure that the young generation start registering. We still have quite a number of young people in our country in our society, in our villages, who have not registered as voters for 2027. To send Kasongo home, it cannot be just done by a word of mouth. We must have the numbers, and very serious determining numbers, to make sure that he cannot even dream to rig the election of 2027. The last thing, members of the Law Society. The Constitution is being mutilated day by day, in, out, by Kasongo regime because of the tyrant of numbers he has in the House. Come 2027, put up your spirited effort to become a member of parliament, to come and defend the Constitution of the day. Members, we have serious laws which have been passed without proper participation in this country. We have the cybercrime law. We have a law of capital gain. And I know you deal with a lot with clients who sell land and buy land. Kasongo regime increased the capital gain in the country from 5% to 15% so that they can continue oppressing Kenyans. Can we stand and say one term to operation of Kasongo, one term to students suffering in universities, one term to lawyers being intimidated in court, one term to teachers who are denied their right in schools, one term to Kenyans who want justice. God bless you, God bless Kenya, God bless the Law Society of Kenya.
Asante sana cousin, thank you so much. I know rafiki yangu Mheshimiwa Mokonji, who has been your beneficiary. Mokonji, have a seat, 1 second. Mokonji has been a beneficiary of your good services. On his behalf, let me say thank you because of time. Mheshimiwa Jane Kihara has been a beneficiary of your services at a very difficult time. Allow me to say thank you on behalf of Jenny Kihara and many other members of parliament and who has served at Kasongo. I want to say thank you. But I can see here Mr. Mokonji is very defiant, and I know I'm a man of regulations. But say jambo 1 minute, alafu tupatie wengine. Asante.
Asante. Thank you. Lawyers oye. Lawyers mpo. I want to say pole, but I really had to say thank you personally to this team of lawyers. Mimi wale wanijui naitwa Kitonga Mokonji. Kasongo akiniona anaona mimi ni terrorist. Na it was not something that I would have expected, because mimi ni mtu wa maneno kidogo kidogo. Lakini I want to take this opportunity to specially thank you kwa sababu ya kusimama na mimi, wakili senior counsel Kalonzo Musyoka, wakili Ndegwa Njiru, mawakili wote over 16 to 20 wakilis walikuja kunishikilia pale katika Kahawa Law Court. Tafadhali mimi nataka kusema asante. Na niseme hivi, because we have been blamed so many times kwa sababu ya ile maneno inafanyika bunge. I want to propose that we need to create special case. LSK inafaa kuwa inaleta mtu bunge for free ili iweze kukua iko represented pale na inaweza kuangalia hizo masheria vizuri. Na ya mwisho nataka kusema, because I have had my good friend say that we need registration of voters of young people. Na mimi pale bunge mimi ndio chairman wa vijana. Nimesikia president akidanganya lo safi, akisema ati ID ni free. Anasema ID anapeana free na mtu akilipishwa aende amuulize. Wewe umeweka katika Kenya Gazette sheria ya kusema vijana walipe 1000 Kenya shillings. Lakini haujaonyesha any executive order yenye imesema umetoa hiyo sheria. Stop misleading our young people. Kama uko na kitu ya kusema, useme vile sheria inafaa isemwe. Asante sana. Embu ndio center ya Gema community. Sisi ndio tulisema Kasongo akwende tukiwa wa kwanza. Na hapo tukiwa na JB Muturi na wengine tumeshikilia ngangari kuhakikisha hakuna mtu atasumbua hii unity yetu. Asante sana, Mungu awabariki. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mheshimiwa. Na mbunge wa mwisho ningetaka kuita ni Bwana John Medhu. Na sababu nije John Medhu ni kwa sababu makasi huko Nyandarua hakuna makasi ya kunyoa, na alisema atanyoa kasonga akifanya nini akienda. My last word here. Tumekaa na some of you na tumeangalia sheria ya elections, na tumegundua ya kwamba there is nowhere in the law which says we must go to Bomas for the presidential elections to be announced. Tumekubaliana two things. Number one, under KI case tutarudi tena kotini to get a declaration. Number two, I am going to file an amendment bill in parliament to guide the fact that we want elections, presidential election, to be announced in every constituency 220. We shall tally for ourselves. Ili mambo ya ile mambo ya kule ati Bomas mnaambiwa ati mchange na mchange ya ikwishe. Kwa hivyo I want to request you, my good colleagues, come 2027, we want you to offer yourself to be the presidential candidate in the constituencies, in the wards, to ensure hiyo mambo ya rigi wanapanga imeisha kabisa. Thank you so much Bwana Medhu, salimia, alafu tukimaliza patiana funguo kwa Bwana MC. Thank you so much. God bless you, and once again, karibu Gatanga, the land of music. Thank you so much.
Asante sana mawakili oye. Mawakili oye. Hey, the concentration of education per square meter is very high. And I'm not used to addressing this kind of gathering. And I also want to make a material disclosure that I am a first year student of law at the University of Nairobi. Munipigie makofi. So I'm your learned junior. Hata kama niko first year, I'm your learned junior. Na mimi sina maneno mingi naweza ongelesha mawakili. Nyinyi mnajua mahali mimi napenda kuongea sana. Na unajua nikifika tu nikishaangalia watu hivi nawaambia harambe, wananijibu haraka sana. So mimi I'm not used to speaking to mawakili sana, and I know watu wengine hapa watakuja watasema. Lakini ningekuwa kwa mkutano, ile mkutano mimi naendaga. Unajua mimi am the weapon formed and fashioned against William Ruto Githinji. Nyinyi mnajua hivyo. So nikienda tu mahali naambia watu harambe. Harambe. Aende asiende. Sasa hiyo ndio mimi, unajua kwa kanisa yetu mimi ndio naibu ya askofu ya Rigathigachagua. So yeye ni askofu, mimi naibu yake. Na kwa hivyo mimi lazima nitengeneze njia yake na ikuwe maneno sawa sawa. Lakini I want to thank you so much kwa sababu mmetusupport sana, kwa sababu mmesimama na sisi.
On my own behalf and on behalf of all the people who are here, especially the prosecuted.
Unajua iko siku tulitoa kwa DCI. Mimi na Karongo Bango watangia asubuhi mpaka jioni. Mawakili walikuja hapo wakaongea Kiingereza mpaka DCI akaachilia sisi. So tunashukuru nyinyi na muendelee namna hiyo hivyo. Na muendelee hivyo. Jambo la pili, kama vile viongozi wengine wamesema, we want to encourage all of you, please come and join us in parliament so that you can be able to push the agenda of our community, of our people, tupeleke mbele. Mimi nikiitwa hapa na chairman, aliniambia hapa leo tumekuja maneno ya kufurahia. Tena akaniambia hapa tutakuja Mugithi. Sasa mimi nakoja maneno ishe tuingie kwa Mugithi. Na hata mnajua mimi ni mtu ya Mugithi na mnajua mimi naimba Mugithi sana. Arume ni nyamu ni kwaria ciaragia atweni umuthi na ni ahene tiongi andangeigua thoni ena mutumia atigite nyumba na riria mwinake akwira ndari ungi ati uri wa mumwe ati kacogo ni nyamu na kwaria aragia aende asiende. Mnajua hiyo wimbo? So mambo yake tunaendelea tukitengeneza, tukifika kanisa tunaweka wimbo yake. Aria maregire horo wa makiuga ni ahuthu rugendo-ini kuria metereirwo no mwaki-ini. Hapo sasa ndio kina Kasongo wanaenda hapo. So sisi tunataka kufikisha hapo. Asanteni sana. We are here to enjoy with you, na tumefurahia sana kuungana na nyinyi, na tutaendelea kuungana na nyinyi, na tunaendelea kuwasupport. Sasa nimeambiwa kwa heshima kubwa na kwa mambo ikuwe sawa sawa, na sijui kama mmeweka ile wimbo ya Gitungati, kwa sababu Gitungati number 1 kiongozi wetu, shujaa wetu, mfalme wetu wa watu wa Mount Kenya, mheshimiwa, wapatia nisikie nduru ya Rigathigachagua. Kabla asimame nijue kama mmemngojea. Wapi nduru ya Rigathigachagua? Wapi nduru ya Rigathigachagua?
Mwamukeri magongo na mandwairo ngayuri mbere tutingihotwo nithu mwene nyaga twakuhoya tuhoyaga wendani na gitio na tha nyingi cia wendo wa ruriri uiguano wa gikuyu na twakuhoya tukona na tuigothe kuma ngongu nginya kare matura hindi iyo kĩeha gĩgathira njamba cia itana cia gaitũ ĩkamatimũ mũrũagĩro kombo njamba cia ita ikĩrũĩra bũrũri twatigirwo nĩ gĩkuyu na mbũmbi mwene nyaga twakuhoya
Thank you. Please be seated. Asanteni sana 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 sana. Haya. Andũ a nyũmba itũ. Andũ a nyũmba itũ. Andũ a nyũmba itũ. Mũrĩ o kuo nyũmba. No mwĩyũmĩrĩirie. Ona ciathira kara. Ona twahatĩrĩrio nĩ gĩthĩnji. Mũkeyũmia. Ona ni ndĩyũmĩtie wa kahĩtu wa kairĩtu. Asante sana, Your Excellency, former Vice President, Speaker Emeritus J.B. Muturi, honorable members of Parliament and the Senate, senior councils present, and our learned friends of the great profession, good evening. Mimi nimeshukuru sana to be among these great minds, because sometimes in the job that we do, we get a bit rusty because of not being where knowledge is. When I was a student in biology in Kenyatta High School in 1980, we learned about two processes, one called diffusion, another one called osmosis. The movement of small molecules from a lower concentration to high concentration. When you sit with lawyers, you benefit from osmosis. The transfer of small knowledge of Rigiji to great knowledge by our lawyers. Kwa hivyo mtatuambukiza masomo kidogo. So we will learn. By the time we leave here, we'll be better people, we'll be more knowledgeable by staying with such great minds. Let me thank the organizers for this great occasion. This is not a joke. Almost 1,000 lawyers seated together, making merry together, having a nice time, celebrating their culture, acknowledging their traditions, is a great thing. As a leader from this region, I am very grateful and I want to say thank you. And I want to encourage you that you should make this an annual event where you meet, make merry, celebrate your culture, your traditions, fellowship, and get to know one another as we solidify ourselves as a people. Nobody should intimidate you that you are meeting here with our cousins from Ukambani. There is a tendency in this country, when other people meet, it is called national unity. When the people of the mountain meet, it is called tribalism. The other day we saw Githinji and Gideon Moi having a nice time, saying that it is national unity. When Ricky G sits with Kibe Mugai, they say it's tribalism. We are saying if sitting with our brothers and sisters who talk the same language is tribalism, let it be. Chinua Achebe, that great writer from Nigeria, wrote in one of his greatest works and said, when kinsmen meet together for a feast, it is not because they don't have food in their own homes. They do so because it is right for kinsmen to sit and eat together. My kinsmen, nimepongeza tumeketi pamoja. Na wewe Githinji, ukitaka kesho kuita sisi wa kabila, wewe endelea. Sisi tunaongea mambo yetu, wewe enda kwenu uongee mambo yenu. Kuna mtu wana kwao? Tutigimeni wote tuweke hata? We cannot, we will be foolish people. That people want to label us tribalists because we speak our language. God in his own wisdom created 41 communities in Kenya. If God had a problem with people speaking their language, he would have just created one homogeneous community in Kenya, speaking one language for the whole country. But God in his own wisdom created 42 ethnic communities with different languages so that we can have richness in diversity. We are proud of our language. Na yule anakasirika tukiongea lugha yetu ameze wembe. And I have said nobody should admonish me for speaking my language in Muranga. When I'm in Muranga, the people of Muranga are my people. I am not an Englishman, and I'm not Chinese or Japanese. I speak my language when I'm in Muranga, because that's the language they understand. Even you people, just speak English when you go to the courtroom. Hii wakati ingine mnazungumzia sisi Kisugu ya nini? Wewe wajiro noigwa. Usiwahi kuongelesha mimi Kizungu tena bana. Unless you are in Gotini. Finally, ndio niseme two things niite JB Muturi, our brother from Embu. My good people, I have a special appeal to make to you today. My community and I are in trouble, deep trouble. We are under persecution by Githinji. Our community faces extinction. Our businesses have been ruined. Our agriculture, our tea, our coffee has been ruined. Pending bills of our people have not been paid. We are in trouble because we elected Tugege to the National Assembly and the Senate. That is why we are in trouble. If the people in this room had offered themselves for election, like Gachagua, like Kagusha, like Wakili Mureu, our community would not be in the shit we are in. As we mourn Raila Odinga, I must admit, I admire two things about that old man. And I'm really very touched by his leadership. Look at the political party that he built called ODM. A strong political party that though he has never been elected president, he is able to get into every government and get what he wants. Because he has a strong political party. But most importantly, his political party, all the legislators are top-notch lawyers. These are the people who have protected Raila Odinga for 30 years. If you look at Raila's team, James Orengo, Otieno Kajwang, late, Omolo Atiende, Karoli Omondi, Peter Kaluma, Edwin Sifuna, Stewart Matier, Catherine Muma, Mile Odhiambo, the bad girl, Beatrice Oyomo, Tom Ojieda, Okongo Mgeni, Mohamed Faki, Ochieng, and Babu Owino. Great minds. Great minds. Then nyinyi munanipatia Kawanjiko wa Matinga wa Makeki. Adenani? Adenani? Adwa Mavosho. Good people, my people. My people. Your leader is in trouble. He has no foot soldiers. You have given him togeges. Yet you sit here, great minds. Great minds. And you can see the lawyers you gave me have stood for the people. Gacheri, Wakili Moreu, Kagushia. I'm asking you tonight. I'm asking you tonight. The party that have formed to look for government and to protect the interest of our people, the DCP, I'm looking for 140 legislators. I am requesting this group here tonight to give me 40 lawyers to back me up. I want to plead with you tonight, and I have come here for that purpose only, to plead with you great minds. You cannot say politics is dirty. By you staying away, the country is dirty because of bad governance and poor leaders. How can you leave our people in the hands of our Mavosho? How? Our people, you are so educated, you are so learned. You must offer yourself to lead our people, to defend them, to make good laws, to represent them, and to start family in what you believe in. Nemoko herthigachagua mawakili. Da muthaitha da mutandukira nguo. Nyumba ino itu hatikaine ni kuninwo renda kuninwo ni githiji. Atubangeire maundu moru. Na nie ndingihota wira uyu ndi nyiki mwana umwe ti ndiri. Ndina thigari 15 na itirahota kugitira ruriri wega. Ni turageria tukahuma. Ndirenda thigari igana rimwe ria 40 na ndirenda thigari njega, thigari njugi, thigari ciena murugamo, mawakiri mwe guku, nyumba yanyu iraninwo mugika atia? Nyumba yanyu iraninwo mwe guku na mwena ugi na mwena umenyo, mukauga ati siasa ciena giko. Nyumba ino yathira mukauga atia? Twaninwo mwe guku na muri athomu na mwena umenyo na mwena uhoti na no muhota kurugamirira nyumba yanyu ndikaninwo. Mwandigira ndi nyikire ngwika atia ndi mundu umwe? Ndamuthaitha umuthi uyu mwarega guka tuteithanie tugitire nyumba ino itu. Mukauga ngayarĩo anga ndĩarĩo. Mũndũ ũrĩa ũratuhũra ti mũndũ o ũguo, nĩ mũndũ ũrenda akiri nyingĩ mũno cia mawakiri ta inyuĩ. na madagitari, na ma-engineer. I'm calling upon professionals from our community. You are the majority in this country. How can your community be in trouble because you are refusing to come and defend your community like other communities do? Look at Raila Odinga, that old man. He has rested in dignity because of the way he has been protected together with his community by professionals. Our professionals on election day, hampatikani, munaenda kukoroga maflati huko Ruai. Kati wa mwekaga ati mwenda koroga riria bururi ura pangirwo ri ogwatha ogoikara ati mugathie koroga-ini ari ange mugathie kuhura ngovu. Ndamwira uhu umuthi uyu, you professionals, when there is bad governance in a country, the professionals and the middle class are the first victim. The people who are feeling the pinch of bad governance in this country are the professionals and the middle class. You cannot stay away from the electoral process. You must not only come out to vote, but you must offer yourself to positions of leadership, to come and govern your country, protect your country, and protect your community, and protect your families. Niye ndamuria na gitio, niye ndire muge muno no ndire kirimu. Ndarora uguo ndi muthuri, ndirona nduma ya nyumba ino itu. Mwarega guka mundeithia tuteithanie na atongoria aya ma. Tuhite mundu uyu ndagacoke na tukorwo na andu akurugamirira nyumba ino itu mani tukuona u. Koguo ni ndamuthaitha muthie mukome mwicuranie mugiukira rucio kiroko mutue matua. Ona inyue muke tunyitanire. Ndi kwenda kwaria muno. Ndireretwo tuoka kuina mugithi. Neguo. Oguo ndirenda njete my brother and my cousin oke mamugeithie tuoka kuria rwimbo. Na no wega ndaririe airetu aria othe meguku mahikite na athuri ao meguku. Mumenye inyue athuri muhikitie airetu acio umuthi uyu nginya igongona ririthire acio ni airetu akwa. Those are my daughters. Neguo. And dowry payment is a continuous exercise. Wacemania na ithe wa muthuri ukamunengera kiria kimukorie. Neguo. Namo atimia aria ange meguku othe Amerika rikinyite ria kuhika na kugia mwana. Umuthi uyu muri atimia itu na inyue tukuina na inyue guku. Tukuina na inyue guku ndaci na gutire mundu ungituria. O muthi wiki neguo. Koguo tutikwenda twarie muno tondu tukwenda kuria rwimbo. Tukenere unduire witu. Tukenere ugikuyu witu. And finally, I want to thank my brother Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, my cousin. Hi, cousins. Hi, Makuzo. Let me tell you, when Ruto chased me away from government, he had a very big plan to isolate the people of Mountain and create 40 versus 1 like he did in 2007. I had to make a very quick decision. First and foremost, unite our people, and then look for our friends and our cousins to make sure William Ruto does not isolate the Mountain people. And the first thing I did, I looked for our cousin, Kalonzo Musyoka, na watu wetu kutoka Ukambani, tumeshikana kama simiti. Nimetoka hapo, nimeenda Coast, nimetafuta our cousins, the Mijikenda. Nimetoka, nimeenda Mulembe Nation, nimetafuta our cousins. Tumeenda Kisii, tumetafuta our Makuzo. Kutoka hapo, nimeenda Masaini, tumetafuta mashemeji wetu. So I want to confirm two things to you tonight. Our community is united as one. Number two, William Ruto cannot isolate us. We have our cousins with us and we are safe as a community. Mimi nimebakisha kazi mbili peke yake. I must take you back to government in a big way. That I must do and I will. Number 4, and the most important, I must mentor young leaders to take over leadership. The hole we are in as a community is because nobody cared to mentor young leaders. Ruto came and confused us because we did not have leaders. I am in the process of mentoring young leaders. Getungati John Medhu from Nyandarua, Gachagua from Kirinyaga, Senator Muranga from Kirinyaga, Senator Nyoto from Muranga, Huyu Getonga Mukonji from Embu, and many other young leaders akina Ngogoyo kutoka huko pande ya Kajiado. And I must do that because it is the right thing to do. I cannot be selfish as a leader and fail to mentor young people to take over leadership so that we don't find ourselves in the hole we are in. Tuihamwe. Ndĩrenda rĩu twĩte brother witũ ũgwĩtwo JB Muturi oke atwarĩrie acoke atwĩtĩre our cousin Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka nigetha kuma hau twajie kũrĩa rwĩmbo na andũ arĩa maraharĩria ndawa rĩ I can take even in dollars, even in Kenya shilling. Gũtirĩ kĩndũ ndĩrarega, kĩndũ kĩũru no kĩbungo. Makofi.
Asante sana, asante sana. Ananyoba itu. Mwekuo. If I remind myself of my former occupation, I would just have started by saying order in the house. But let me begin by thanking the organizers of this occasion. It is a great testament that our Constitution is life. Because without having to repeat what my brother Rigathigachagua said, when you practice your own traditions and culture, you are giving life to our Constitution. It is there for everybody to practice, and we have nothing to fear about. We have no apologies to make to anybody. If I may extend an invitation just from this place. My brother Rigiji has spoken a lot about some things that are happening in the two houses of parliament. On 7th of this month, that is Friday next week, at Nairobi Club, His Excellency Dr. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka will be presiding over the launch of my book, The Fight for Order. In it, I have stated one or two truths confirming what Rigiji has just told you. And I make no apologies. It's because I have stated what is the truth, and I always like stating the truth. At first, when my friend Uhuru Kenyatta, when I asked him to do the font for the book, I was not too sure that if he read the entire manuscript, he will agree to pen the ones that he has put on the forward. But I must thank him, because I think having read, he realized that what I was saying is the truth. It doesn't matter whether we agreed or we did agree, but it is the truth. But Rigiji has pitched for you people offering yourselves for positions, elected positions particularly. And it reminded me of, and many of you being lawyers, I'm sure most of you have come across this, of the famous ones by J.F. Kennedy, Dr. Delito, on 20th of January 1961, using chiasmus, when he said, "Dear Americans, ask not what America can do for you." And in reverse said, "Ask what you can do for America." So I put it to you, ask not what Kenya can do for you. Because you people have what it takes. You have what it takes to offer yourselves for elective positions. And echoing the same ones that, the same sentiment that Rigiji just said a while ago, you cannot sit out there as professionals and complain that there is bad governance. Indeed, I think, again, there's a cliche that if good people sit out there and don't participate in electing or putting into office good government, then actually you are complicit in having that bad government that is put into office. Similarly, you cannot sit silent there in the face of monumental injustices happening in your country. Again, you'll be complicit. You must, and many of you, I must really laud many of you that I've seen in various fora, stand up and shout that we will not sit idle. We will not allow this to happen in our country. Thank you very much. As I end, I want to remind ourselves one thing. With these great minds, we must not fear, we must never fear to engage in whatever negotiations. But we must never negotiate out of fear. We must boldly state things as they are. And that's what many of us, or some of us, have done. Stating things as they are. Let me congratulate Professor Muluvi and his team for filling the A in the Ngemi Cultural Association. It's been long overdue. We are now full. And Eunice Lumalas has just confirmed that she too and the Mulembe Nation is part of our cousins as well. And indeed also thank my brother Rigiji for boldly sticking out his neck there and saying, no, we will not be isolated. We will look for our like minds, our cousins, our brothers, our shemejis. My brother, thank you very much. You did well. My brother will tell you that, and many of you I'm sure know, Eric, I always told you that, unfortunately, the job of Attorney General is never to go out in a public barasa to say that I gave this opinion there, I refuse to approve this, I refuse to approve the other. The only person who can tell you what happens there is Honorable Rigiji. But we remain committed to ensuring that Toshokie Roeke, and that we are determined. And I'm sure with your support. And let me just make the final appeal as I invite my brother. Please, offer yourselves for elective positions. Derito, it is not late. It is not late. Eh? Don't just, of course, when we came, you are including my friend Charles Kajama, said he's offering himself for election as chair of the president of the LSK. That's good enough. That's good. It's not bad. But please, because you know what it is, you know what the Law Society will do and what it does. But please, not everybody will be in the leadership of the LSK. The rest of you, good minds, please offer yourselves for positions in the National Assembly, in the Senate, because you will see, like as Murray said, that is where the tire meets the road, or the tire meets the tarmac. Bad laws. Of course, many of you, of course, enjoy going to challenge, which is okay. But you know, you could avoid that by being present in ensuring that the bad ones don't pass. Because in that place, if you're not very persuasive, very many bad things will pass. Very many bad laws will pass because it's a matter of the numbers. In my book, which Honorable Steve Kalonzo will be helping us to launch on Friday at the Nairobi Club, I've indicated a few things there, shown how it is bad laws are passed. Of course, I've also told you, and many of you, Eric Theory is around. You know, the speaker is always the first, almost inevitably, the first respondent in any challenge. Yet, you know, our constitution says the speaker has no vote. But of course, the speaker has to bear it because he presided. But if they pass the bad one, what was the speaker supposed to do? You cannot whip them. You are not even supposed to express your opinion publicly. It's against the tenets of good speakership. But we are here to urge to now make this speech. Please, now Watho has expanded. The cousins have multiplied. Please, let the likes of Mule and Musili Mawathe not feel threatened. And I'm sure they will not feel threatened. After all, actually you've had Mule, Stephen Mule has already, he himself said, you people should offer yourselves for elected positions. So please feel free. But not just feeling free. Take it as your duty, as your obligation. If only for one reason, to ensure that there's good governance in this country. Let me say thank you very much for the chairman. I still belong to the old school. I don't know whether the hand of the Watho is called chairman or chairperson. Whether he's chairman or chairperson, I belong to the old school. Mr. Chairman, thank you for inviting me. I should have been available with you 2 years ago, but I wasn't. I was held up in some other functions within the country. But let me congratulate those who came up with the idea of forming Watho. It's a great idea. Being able to bring so many minds together. Congratulations. And thank you very much for inviting me. With those very many remarks, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to invite kwa shangwe na vigelegele, my brother, my cousin, the Honorable Dr. Stephen Kalonzo.
Thank you. The late Matthew. I believe that is a composition by the late Matthew. Died in a tragic accident, was a friend. And I believe that was a wonderful composition. Nashukuru sana. Chairman of Watho, wanawanjohi. Hey, umeenda juu sana. Hey, umeenda juu sana. Thank you. Learned friends, my brother Rigiji, my brother JB Muturi, Waheshimiwa Bunge, riding on all, the established protocols. Muranga Ringi, Mwaseo. Kumbe mnajua hiyo. Sasa, I want to do something on behalf of the chair. Yeah, I will try. Unasikia? Can you hear me from there? No, hii ni sabotage. Hii ni sabotage. Tafadhalini. Is that better? If you can hear me from the back, asanteni. Hey, nyinyi mko one term? One term. Arambe. Hey, that's not even good enough. Nasikia jina imegeuka kutoka Kasongo to Arambe. Nikisema ya pili one time, Arambe. I can now see that there is truly a revolutionary moment in our country. If these are indeed learned friends, we go to Milimani Law Courts, we go to Makandara, go to the Supreme Court of Kenya, and are able to shout one time, indeed, the spirit of revolution, the spirit of the Gen Zs is here with us. And this country can never be the same again. So I am aware, Chairman Wanjohi, you see now it must have been your grandfather was a drunkard. Ndiye anaitwa Wanjohi. Uliponialika, ulisema pia utawaalika wenzetu from Mulima South. Are there members from Mulima South here? Mulima South, can you stand? Mulima South. I saw Munyidhia looking like he's from Nyandarua. Why don't you come up briefly? Kujene tupigwe picha briefly. Mujue you're actually growing. Mutawashangilieni hawa Mulima South. Kujeni hata wabunge wao wanaweza kuja because you are launching them. Wale wajumbe wa kutoka Mulima South kujeni pia. Na wale wameoa hajamaliza kulipa kama Ndegwa Njiro. Kujeni. This is good. This is good. You see, they all look like each other. Hebu angalia Mwenyevia. Wewe Mwenyevia wewe anatoka kule kwa. Hey, you have come. You have come. How many of you thought Koki Muli, Dr. Basada Koki Muli, is one of you? Sasa wapigwe hiyo picha tu. It's a very, in my view, an important, very important photo because umeshikwa. Basi semeni one time. One time. One time. One time. Asanteni, you can take your seat.
I'm the one who takes you.
Thank you. Yeah, it went well. Well done. I was going to do it. Hi. Sorry? There's a very popular thing, Dugurigi G. Kuja upigwe picha na this kuzo. After all, you are the family spokesman. Na JB kuja upigwe picha na your kuzos. Asanteni. Dawa. Main kuzo. Kujeni hapo. Well done. Tena one time. One time. Yule kuso kutoka Ingo kuja pigwa hapa Lumalas. Mtoto wa Ingo, a very senior advocate. Well done. And I'm actually going to talk about you in a minute. Asante. Hey, piga hiyo selfie. Kumbukeni kulipa in dollars kwa refugee. Thank you. Gorasho. Thank you. Well done. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you.
I made sure we were 55 of us here.
It's okay. Well done. Well done. Thank you. Romasako.
Yes.
And thank you. Well done. Your council members.
Yes.
Well done. Basi kwa kifupi sana, because we came here to get entertained and to dance, a very easy day. But as lawyers, let me remind you that I personally celebrate the fact that we have Constitution 2010. If you Google Article 11, because I'm sure you can, I've checked that Wi-Fi is okay. Haijakatwa kama ile ya Mama Suluhu. You can Google and look at Article 11 and read it for yourself. The right to culture. And we must celebrate our culture. It is the foundation of who we are. And therefore, we should really be very proud. I was expecting to find, like an attempt was made yesterday, Senior Counsel Kajama, if you remember, at Hotel Le Serene last night. People turned up for the gala night organized by the Nairobi chapter of LSK to celebrate those of us who have been giving pro bono services. And they were really, some in bow ties, some others in very expensive attire. But look at us here, great minds from the mountain, members of the Law Society, are celebrating their culture. There's nothing that makes me really feel happier than what I'm seeing here today. Why don't you clap for yourselves? Because Mkosamila ni mtumwa. Si wahenga walisema hivyo? Bado, I think there's a challenge with your microphone. Thank you. Because I just want to echo the words and the sentiments that my colleagues have made. Ama nishikilie? Maybe it's better. No, it's worse. The other one. Thank you. I think this is better. Toa hiyo hapo bwana. Sasa tuelewane. Because this is time set aside specifically for this purpose. If you look at your Article 11, and then of course you know that when we enacted Constitution 2010, which I believe is a true legacy by our fallen hero, Mzee Mwai Kibaki, and now our brother Raila Amolo Odinga. And since we are still in the mourning period, allow me to ask all of us to stand for 1 minute and remember those giants of Constitution 2010. Remember them for a minute. Mwai Kibaki was the president. Raila Odinga was the prime minister. Yours truly was the vice president. They gave us a truly important document. Let's just remember them for 1 minute. Thank you.
Check on two.
Joey. Ay. I welcome you to join me on Thursday. And we'll go and shout Joey. Because we want, my friend, please. Tafadhali musije mukanichezea sample hiyo. I'll begin to organize a demonstration. I'm actually an expert. So, is that better? Thank you. Those of you able, let's actually go to Bondo next Thursday in a style like no other to begin, because there's no way William Ruto and his ilk can pretend to mourn Raila Amolo Odinga. There's no way. There's no way. Absolutely no way. So those of us who feel that we have a true inheritance in Constitution 2010, let us all go to Bondo. People are, watu wanatoa ng'ombe, wengine mbuzi, tuende huko. Celebrating also our culture. We join with our brothers and sisters from the Lake region. But today, here on the slopes of Mount Kenya, remember one time, I said, nitapita katikati. How many of you remember that? Some of you laughed at me. Some of you said demeaning things. But today I want to remind you, it was because it was an attempt to isolate the mountain that at the end of it, I became the 10th vice president. Not because I was elected, I was appointed by Kibaki. No, it was a negotiated position. But that negotiation took into account that the 40 against 1 was issued. And we said no. Your cousins, Ndugu Rigiji, Ndugu JB, from the mountain, south of the mountain, said no, we will not allow any isolation of any Kenyan community from the rest of the Kenyan society. And today I give you my pledge. For as long as I am alive, you guys should sit pretty. My little contribution, itahakikisha kwamba Kenya is one indivisible country. This is why we want us to move from the mountain to the lake next week. And let us see ni nani anaweza kutuzuia. Because that is what this country is. And we will celebrate our culture. Secondly, it has been said that when you sit pretty and complain about bad laws, bad legislation, it is because those of you decide to sit in the comfort of your living rooms, or sit munaenda koroga, as Ndugu Rigiji said. Munaenda Ruiru kukoroga. Now, 8 million of us could not brave the morning chill on the what date was it? On the 9th of August, 2022. And the result of it was election of a government that has now come out to be seen worldwide as a thieving administration, a corrupt administration. The number 1 corrupt leader in the world is now, because the reigning champion was Assad of Syria. And he was overthrown and fled to Moscow. The number 2 most corrupt leader is a Kenyan president. Is that the kind of reputation as learned friends that we want to have in our country? Therefore, we must get up. We are coming here to tunataka tu ndio nikamilishe tufanye mugithi. The time for doing something is now. The late Professor Wangari Maathai, you remember that Kenyan icon, from the mountain. She was my deputy minister when I was a minister for the environment. And she gave the example of the hummingbird. Asema the hummingbird aliona mlima unachomeka kama Mount Kenya. And then the big animals, the lions, the elephants, they could do nothing. But the hummingbird started with a little wings, anaenda anachota maji, anakuja kujaribu kuzima hiyo mto. And then the big animals asked the little bird, what in the world are you trying to do? And the hummingbird said, at least I'm trying to do something. Now, lawyers, members of the bar, please, in our own only way. We cannot have a country go down the drain while we call ourselves professionals. And so, I want to ask that election time, an election is not an event, it is a process. And the process of the next election, you know what happened with the selection of William Ruto led IBC. I remember that my friend Raila, may God rest his soul in peace, had agreed that they would produce Professor, I forget the name now, the professor who is a member of IBC Selection Commission, and then Kokimulu was supposed to be in that. They wakachenga. Now we have a commission because you are sitting pretty. Now as we move on, I want to ask that all of you, living the spirit of the young Kenyans who have been abducted, put in those boots, charged under POTA, Prevention of Terrorism Act, where Mukunji and others were. And we went there with Gacheri and others and tried to do something. And we said no to that kind of administration of law in our country. Therefore, I want to urge that now prepare that the 55,000 polling stations in this country will be manned by, among others, lawyers, and particularly the young ones. In addition to going for those elected positions, tafadhalini, in addition for going for those elected positions, do also determine to make sure there will be no rigging, regardless of the fact that we have a Ruto-led IEBC. Senior Counsel Deritu and my other friends, and I saw Eric, our former president here, I think he's been mentioned of. We really have work to do in mentoring the young lawyers to take up their position. So as you look at the polling stations, also make sure that you come out to vote. Because 8 million of you did not vote. The middle class, as my brother said. And that 8 million people, I think today are the ones who are suffering most of a taxation by this regime, doing illegitimate things. We know we have said Executive Order number 1, do away with housing levy tax. We've said that. You're even sitting here, sitting idle, you're seeing William Ruto convert all freehold land to leasehold land. What does that mean? In the villages, what will happen to even community land and other lands? So I don't want to really spoil your evening. I thought I just wanted to come celebrate this evening, tell you that you have all of us. Whenever there's an issue, remember the little girl Rose Jerry, who did public participation with regard to the Finance Act last year, was it 2024, 2025? And she was arrested and put in there and messed up. That little girl, Rose Njeri, has become a world beater. She has joined the list of the most prominent, I think, times 100 most influential people in the world. We had to go to court for Rose Njeri. People with innovation, innovate to make sure when we actually say one term, we actually mean it. We don't mean any evil against anybody. We are just saying we cannot have a country being run this way. And so, if we take up that challenge, ladies and gentlemen, I think we'll meet here next year. And I can see next year will even be bigger. I gave my few goats today, and I'm yet to eat the ngatwarie. I'm here to celebrate the ngatwarie and mutura. The trouble with the ngatwarie, munaweka a lot of ndamu huko ndani, but that's okay. So this is wonderful, wonderful. And I join my brother Rigiji. We need to get quality in the National Assembly. James Orengo is senior counsel. Even the Senator Kisumu is senior counsel. Otiendo Molo is senior counsel. Let us also now go for quality. Remember, we used to have Paul Muite from the mountain. Paul Muite is now grown a little age, Sindio. But during his time, remember the young Turks, Getobu Manyora, Remember the Young Turks. Kamau Kuria, relentless. Kamau Kuria could never stomach dictatorship. So let us have the new crop, and the new crop is in this house tonight. May God bless you, give you courage. Asanteni sana. I think I stop there. Thank you.